I said nakedly, and I mean, I support with the fact that we need that science in my firm, that the post-licensure literature is anemic at best. They don't do it. They say they do it, but they don't do it.
Is that your accurate and truthful testimony?
Yes.
Did you guys notice her reaction there? She was extremely irritated / dissatisfied for having to say that entirely. That she had to admit that statement. That's the exact way a child acts or a brat acts when they have to admit that they're wrong about something or admit the truth. It's just really funny.
Which study are you referring to when you say that?
Well, why don't you show me the study and then I'll see whether I agree with it.
What kind of response is that, you guys? It's not something a top professional in the world would be expected to have. You would think, like he said, that she would come prepared. First off, I just want to say, we're not against vaccines here on this channel. All we want really is for them to be healthy and properly made vaccines. You feel me? Which I feel like any logical, reasonable person would. Given that, though, I was a person who grew up getting vaccines and supporting them and being very pro-science. I will not deny the fact that vaccines do work, but it's fairly peculiar that even lead vaccinologists and doctors, etc., when they're asked about jabs and whether or not there is or is not a correlation between autism or some other disease, that they, one, cannot cite any studies at all where proper research was actually done on it, whether or not to prove or disprove that certain vaccines are connected to autism or various other injuries, etc. And then two, that it's absolutely not connected or correlated at all to autism whatsoever. And they cite it with no sources, actually. No sources that seriously study it one bit. But before we talk about some saucy info, oh yes, puppy, that this lawyer by the name of Aaron Siri has to say, cue intro. So, lawyer Aaron Siri is a specialist in complex litigation cases and recently has had cases which he has won all the way up to the Supreme Court. He's been pushing that up there pretty heavily against the mandates and stuff like that that happened in the last 3 to 4 years, specifically. Now, he's basically wanting to ensure that the CDC or agencies like this bring to light all the things that they've been keeping in the dark and hidden from the American public. He's done enough litigation cases to the point of where he knows the bullshit fucking legal crap that the shitty corporations and these agencies of public health try to use to get out of any sort of responsibilities and just atoning for the mistakes they've made or the wrongdoings that they've done that have caused injuries to specific people. And that's not even necessarily just in the cases that we're talking about, you feel me? But in this clip I'm about to show you guys, we can't talk about this really, unfortunately, because CensorTube is, well, sensitive and they follow the WHO's guidelines and they are in bed with the corruption of the world. So if any of you guys are there on CensorTube, come join us on Twitch or on Rumble. But join us on the place of free speech where we can truly talk about this stuff 1,000,000% real.
The people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American